Clever Games. Andrea Renee here. I'm joined by some amazing friends in studio today to talk about the best of video games for 2011. Start by introducing the lovely Jessica Villarreal.
Hello.
Jess and I used to host This Week in Video Games
did.
together.
It's like a reunion.
I know, it's fantastic. I love it. Over here on my left, we have Billy Shibley from Machinima.
Hello.
And we have Robert Welkner from Coin.tv. Thanks for coming in today, guys.
Thanks for having us.
2011
awesome.
was an amazing year for video games.
Yeah,
so many great games came out this year. So much stuff happened. I want to start off with what you guys thought was like something that totally stood out for you as like a shining moment for 2011.
Oh my God. I think the first thing that comes to my head is just how many like really, really great games came out this year. Like I know we kind of say that every year.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I think specifically, especially toward the end of the year, but even looking back to like the beginning of the year when it was like Dead Space and then like Bulletstorm and Crysis and then like Mortal Kombat and Portal 2, which came out on the same day.
I'm wearing my Portal 2 bracelet, by the way. Just saying.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
then-
Love it.
And then games like Dark Souls, and then like Call of Duty, and Deus Ex, and Skyrim. Like so many crazy games came out this year, and it was kind of like throughout the entire year, like it never really stopped. Like I feel like there was no
Right.
break of like, okay, this month doesn't have any good games coming out. So for me, that was kind of the thing this year is the actual games.
What about you, Rob? Let's start off for you.
I guess probably the thing that really was like my epic moment was when I got Portal 2 and I was playing co-op and I was fighting over using the pointer on the screen, talking to my friend, doing some couch co-op, and then jumping up and pointing it like, no, we gotta go here and we gotta push that, and like like I just felt like that was when I was kind of in a game that was like super next gen with
True.
like a couch co-op experience that just like blew my mind, like awesome puzzler and just interacting and stuff like
Right.
that one game like really turned a lot of like excitement bulbs for me.
Were you
Yeah,
a Peabody
love
or
it.
Atlas?
What's that?
Were you a Peabody or an Atlas?
With co-op?
Yeah.
Oh, the characters? I was a little chubby, short guy.
You're the Atlas.
Yeah.
Atlas,
yeah.
I was the Peabody.
That was like months ago. I have to like think, so many games. I mean, a lot of people gave me flack for like some like forgetting things and stuff. I'm like, guys, you don't realize when we're reviewers and stuff,
Yeah.
we're playing like 400
speed
games
through 'em.
a year,
Yeah.
and in addition to handhelds and Kinects and Move games and stuff,
Right.
like it's hard to kind of remember. But yeah, Portal 2, man, epic.
Portal 2 was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the things that stood out for me was how much amazing downloadable content for games came out this year. We're really seeing like a surge in digital content from all kinds of publishers, and it's like DLC is like the hot word in games. It's like every game you expect to have DLC now.
And you look at games like, and obviously these games didn't come out this year, but you look at games like TF2 and Minecraft that are like not even downloadable content; they're just like continuously being updated all the time.
Right.
And I think that's kind of a trend that we saw emerge this year. And obviously MMOs like World of Warcraft have been doing that stuff too. But I think that's something that we're going to see as like kind of a more popular model for games going forward. And I think that's something that got really, really big this year. So.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it's so
absolutely.
easy now. It's so much easier now than, say, like when games came out or, even back in the
Yeah.
90s, like with all the internet and just being able to download stuff immediately. It's right there. So why not, push that and make, 5-10 extra bucks here and there off of, someone who loves their games already. And so
Exactly.
why not? Why not, expose that and
Yeah,
go for it?
definitely.
And we love it, obviously. So
We can't get enough. I mean, I can't tell you how excited I was when Arrival for Mass Effect 2 came out this year.
Oh, man.
Because I didn't think I was going to get a Mass Effect experience this year because, we're waiting for Mass Effect 3 next year. And then they're like, nope, guess what? We have this really cool piece of DLC that's coming out. And I feel like fans of some of these big franchises, like, eagerly await downloadable content.
yeah.
The Fallout New Vegas DLC that came out this year was really good too. Old
Well, you
World-
guys gave it Best DLC
Yeah,
at the
we
Inside
did.
Gaming Awards.
Yeah, we did. Old World Blues specifically was the one we gave Best DLC to. It was really funny. The writing in it was like totally awesome, and it kind of had a different vibe from the rest of New Vegas, which I really enjoyed. And yeah, getting an excuse to go back and play that game was really awesome. So.
Definitely. And I don't think that we can talk about gaming in 2011 without talking about the rise of free-to-play. How this movement has just exploded and is definitely here to stay.
Totally, absolutely. I mean, you look at, like I mentioned earlier, like a game like TF2 that went free to play, and you see a bunch of MMOs that are now kind of like DC Universe Online launched as a $15 a month game, and then very quickly they realized, like, actually, we'll probably make more money if we go free to play, and they have. So
Yeah, it's been really interesting seeing like really well-known franchises do free-to-play. I mean, Ghost Recon has a free-to-play. And also, I mean, you had mentioned, DC Universe, and Tribes Ascend is a free-to-play. That's an old PC title that came back. And there's many more. World of Warcraft you can now get in for free and start playing that game, which was not the case before, and
Right.
I think that
It's up to level 20. Yeah,
Is it really? Wow,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. It's free to play up until level
How
20.
soon until Star Wars is free to play?
I think there's a quote actually from BioWare like that came out yesterday or today where they were like, "We're not going free to play anytime soon."
It'll be come July.
you think so?
I'm
Is that your
predicting
prediction?
come July. That'll
Prediction,
be a freemium.
2012 prediction right there.
I think Counter-Strike Go will be free to play. That's my prediction. They haven't announced
Really?
a pricing structure for that game yet, but there you go. Now it's on the internet. So when I'm wrong, you can
That's an interesting prediction. I am going to disagree with you.
That's fair. I mean, it would make sense if they didn't do it free to play, but I think it would be like at this point, like so many people already on Counter Strike that like to kind of get people in there, you sort of have to make it free to play, right? Like
But they're releasing that on console.
that's true. Well, yeah, and obviously Xbox and PSN would never, or PlayStation would never let.
Yeah,
That can't be free on those
Microsoft
consoles,
does
so.
not let you do something for free, which I think is crazy because it's interesting you bring that up because it reminds me of the Bastion DLC that was just announced and how Supergiant Games has said we weren't originally going to do DLC. It's a standalone experience. It's beautiful the way it is. And then they're like, listen, our fans are fantastic. We want to say a big thank you. Take this really cool add-on to the game. We're making it free if you have the game on Steam, but Microsoft won't let them make it for free on Xbox Live, so they have to charge $1.
Which is like, I think that has to go away next generation.
Yeah.
I was actually talking to someone about this like earlier today, but like that idea of like having to like only being able to update a game, because like when games are updated, they have to go through certification with Microsoft, and that process is really long. And so because of that, I think Microsoft wants to charge or developers to update their games, and like that has to go away.
Yeah.
Because like games are being released now as services rather than just like, here's a game, it's done, we're never going to touch it again. Like that doesn't. So
Right.
it's kind of a bummer when that stuff happens when Microsoft
Super big bummer.
A service. I've never heard it put that way. Games are being released as a service. That makes sense, though.
Yeah.